Well, I think you're suspect to go to college. I think you're suspect to show everybody that you're not a suspect Latino male fleeing some scene. You're somebody walking into a room and say, I own this place. This is my place. This is my neighborhood. And this is my country. And don't you dare judge me because of the color of my skin. Don't you dare tell me I can't do it. Don't you dare tell me not to try.
Councilman Tony Cardenas is doing what he does at any given day, driving through the neighborhood he lives and grew up in. Streets he walked as a kid, streets that have long been named some of the most violent in the city of Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, it wasn't uncommon for he, his brothers, and sisters to be approached by gang members. Even now as a father, Cardenas is reluctant to allow his own 2 sons to walk the streets in the neighborhood in which they live.
Because this is life and death. I grew up in Pacoima. I know what it's like to hear gunshots at night. To this day, I have a 15-year-old son that has tears in his eyes because he's not allowed to go outside of our cul-de-sac at all. He can't go visit his friends anymore unless I put him in my vehicle and take him door to door. I will not allow my son to be on the streets of my community. That's a shame. I know it, I feel it, and I put it into my legislation.
This is why he's made juvenile justice reform his main priority as both a member of the California State Legislature and now as a city councilman. His juvenile justice legislation started in the state assembly, where he authored the Shift Cardenas Act that garnered over $112 million a year for gang prevention and intervention programs. He also established lottery monies for educational purposes that are used to this day for textbooks and classroom materials.
We happen to be a grant program from the Shift Cardenas Juvenile Justice Program. Mr. Cardenas, when he was an assemblyman, wrote this act, and it's working.
He got it done.
And he got it done, and I want to thank him for it.
Today, as chairman of the city's Committee on Gang Violence and Youth Development, Councilman Cardenas oversees $168 million in youth development programming and oversees all policy matters related to juvenile justice.
I was lost. And today I'm clean and sober and I'm focused.
I appreciate the fact that you came forward and gave your testimony today and you gave your opinion, which is your constitutional right in this country to give your opinion. I appreciate that, and I value it very, very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so thank you so much for what you're doing. We wish you the best. I'll pray for you. It looks like you're on the right track. It looks like you're not making excuses. It looks like you've looked in the mirror and you realize who you were, you realize who you are, and you realize who you can be. So congratulations.
Last year, he passed the most comprehensive gang intervention model in the country.
As far as I know, and I've been working on this for over 10 years as a policymaker, both in the state legislature and here in the city council, and going to meetings and organizations around the country, I have never seen a model and a definition like this. This is unprecedented.
Well, the model was important in the sense that it defined a blueprint in terms of how this work should be done. It also separated those that are in the actuality of doing the work as opposed to those that have not been that effective in really doing hardcore intervention work.
Since then, Cardenas has established a training program to professionalize gang intervention workers and established the country's first gang injunction removal process to help those who want to change their lives around.
Today we've announced that the first person, not just one person, but the first person has been removed from a gang injunction list. And I do believe that that is officially the first one in the entire country of any gang injunction list.
He's currently partnering with national and statewide leaders to expand justice reform legislation. With all the declarations, both city and statewide, of putting public safety first and the constant promise to focus on youth development, one thing can be said for sure: Cardenas has a track record of juvenile justice policy.
Tony Cardenas has been focusing specifically on issues related to gang prevention, gang intervention. And as a result of his hard work, he has brought the entire city council into the picture so that the council itself has now become an agent of change.